Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Gemstone Legends video, and in this video I want to talk about the new hero in the featured portal right now, Hildigildi. I imagine this is the name. I was going to do my typical summons video, but I got extremely lucky off of a single platinum scroll, and as you can see here, pulled this hero. So I want to do my review because I think there's more here than meets the eye, and this hero is way better than I gave him credit for at a specific job. So I want to talk about that just in case any of you would be interested in this hero as well, which I think you should be. And if you've got scrolls saved up or something like that. So we'll start with the leader ability. Not what I would choose, but something you could use as part of the right team. But we'll look at the skill at its base level, but then I really want to consider it at the level with tomes because I think that's where he shines, as do most heroes, but I think he's really worthwhile for giving tomes to. So interesting combination of things here. So let's talk about this. Deals damage to all enemies based on 1200% speed. Okay. 100% chance to inflict Board Jester on all enemies for 3 turns. Gains taunt for 3 turns. So if we max this out, deals damage to all enemies based on 1500 speed. So that only goes up a little bit. Board Jester for 4 turns and taunt for 4 turns. So this might seem a little bit confusing because you're like, we have someone that's dealing damage, and then we have inflicting statuses, and then we have taunt. So if you're looking at how to build this hero based on what you've seen so far, you're like, okay, do we want crit rate and crit damage to maximize the damage from speed? Do we want to prioritize accuracy more to make sure we land Board Jester? Or do we want to prioritize defense and HP for a taunt hero? Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second after we look at the passive, but that was what I was thinking at first, going, I'm not so sure about this hero. All right, so at the lowest level, receives 20% less damage from enemies affected by Board Jester status. Speed increased by 10 for each living ally. Goes all the way to receives 30% less damage from enemies affected by Board Jester status. Speed increased by 15 for each living ally. Mana gain increased by 1 up to 25, which is excellent. So, how would I build this hero and what's going on? So first thing to keep in mind, speed increased by 15 for each living ally. That means to start off, you're getting 75 free speed, which is crazy. That is super high. Since he's a taunt hero, he hopefully will function well to keep other allies alive and maintain this speed boost throughout the match. Okay, so how would I build this hero and what do I like about them? Typically, when you see a taunt hero, they have some sort of immunity or fortify or increased defense or shared damage or something like that to help them stay alive. He does not have that, but he receives 30% less damage from enemies affected by Board Jester. That's actually pretty fantastic because not only are you receiving less damage, but they can only match, for most heroes, 2 times. So you're receiving less damage because fewer gemstones are being matched, and you're receiving less damage because of the gemstones that are matched, 30% less damage is coming from them. That is more significant than it seems. Even just Board Jester is probably reducing received damage by 30%. Because you have, 1/3 fewer moves that you can make. It's going to depend on more things like the colors you're matching and how many and everything like that. But that Board Jester in this case is already a damage reduction, and then 30% less damage on top of that. His speed is going to be super fast, and the faster you get his speed, he's actually dealing damage. So this is a situation where, what would I do? I would definitely prioritize accuracy to make sure the Board Jester lands, because if you're landing Board Jester, it's like you're boosting his defense and HP at the same time. And enemies are gaining less mana and dealing less damage to you. So that one pays off in a lot of different ways. definitely don't overlook defense and HP. I feel like if anything, overlook crit damage and maybe try to get crit rate up a little bit. This is a situation where potentially I could see running crit rate gloves. And this is coming from someone who has always sold all of my crit rate gloves because I'm like, when are these going to be useful? That's a good example. So you can still get decent damage. Obviously, speed is going to be your main. Speed and accuracy, I would say, are your main priorities. Then defense and HP, and then if you can get anything, crit rate after that. You probably just have to forego crit rate and let the damage be a bonus. And you're just going to be very fast, slowing down the other team and keeping this taunt hero alive and healthy. He's not healing, so you'll want some sort of healing in here to keep him alive. Protective shield could be a good way to go. So yeah, very interesting hero. The damage that he does is kind of misleading, but you should have no problem getting his speed well over 400. And theoretically, let's see, if I took equipment from my speediest build, accuracy would suffer, but you could probably have his speed at like 480, 490, something like that, which is insane. You don't need it that high to get the first turn, even with swamps. But anyways, let me know your thoughts below. If you have any other ideas around how you would build him or things to consider around building him, or any of that kind of stuff, do let me know. But I wanted to share this because I think this hero is more interesting than meets the eye. At first I was like, he just does a bunch of different things, but then I started to connect the dots on what he's doing particularly well. So another hero that I will definitely be leveling up. I guess his awakening is for speed as well. If he had been a speed leader, that would be crazy, but there's 20 more speed. So with tomes and with 5 allies, not in a guild war battle where you only have 4, or that would only be 3 allies. Okay, wait. Something I might have. Speed increased by 15 for each living ally. So at max you have 4 allies, so that's a 60 increase of 60. I don't think he counts. I don't know that for sure, but I don't think he would count as an ally for himself. So there's 60 speed, or in war 45, but another 20 from awakening would be 65 or 80 speed gained. So pretty crazy, especially with a mana gain of 25. So hopefully you can just keep him firing all the time, keep that taunt alive. If you have someone to protect him a little bit, then that's good. Keep him healed at least, but he's not going to be taking a lot of damage, which is pretty awesome. And Board Jester frequently is tremendously helpful. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please hit the like button and subscribe, show your support for the channel. And if somehow you're not already playing, there are download links in the description. If you use those, you'll get a free starter bonus to get you off to a much better start than if you were to just download from the App Store or Google Play Store. So check out those links in the description as well. It helps support the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.